Hello, book reading friends. Arya here, and today we're going to read a storybook collection just like Pete the Cat. It's Splat the Cat storybook collection. And my favorite book in this is Splat the Cat Takes the Cake. It has a superhero named Super Cat. And let's start reading. Splat the Cat storybook collection. So the books are Splat the Cat Sings Flat, Splat the Cat, Back to School Splat, Splat the Cat, Good Night, Sleep Tight, Splat the Cat, The Perfect, Present for Mom and Dad, Splat the Cat and the Duck with No Quack, Splat the Cat Takes the Cake, Splat the Cat Sings Flat. Oh my god, that's funny. Splat the Cat goes to cat school. Splat likes to take Seymour. Seymour is Splat's pet mouse. Seymour rides in Splat's hat. Huh? Whoa, that's plank. One morning, Splat's teacher had big news. She asked all the cats to sit on the big red mat. Seymour sat in Splat's hat. All of you will sing on Parents' Night, Miss Wimpy Dimple said. If your singing is loud, your parents will be proud. Will lots of parents be there? Asked Splat. Yes, all the parents, said Miss Wimpy Dimple. Gulp, said Splat. Splat's tail wiggled wildly. Splat was worried. Splat was shy. I can't sing, said Splat. Can you meow? Asked his teacher. I forgot how to meow, said Splat. Can you hum? Asked his teacher. I even forgot how to hum, said Splat. That's okay, Splat, said Miss Wimpy Dimple. I will help you sing. We will all help you sing. Miss Wimpy Dimple sang first. La, 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 she sang. The cats on the mat began to sing, all except Splat. Now you try, Splat, said Miss Wimpy Dimple. Splat opened his mouth. Nothing came out. You can do it, Splat, said his teacher. Splat tried hard, but all that came out was a little squeak. Splat looked at Seymour. Seymour was brave. He was a mouse in a room full of cats. Splat could be brave too. Splat opened his mouth again. La! He sang Splat. The note was long. It was long. Loud. It was long and it was very, very flat. Ha ha ha. The cats on the mat went wild. Splat was not trying to be funny, but he was funny anyway. Sing just like that, said Miss Wimpy Dimple. You will be the star with the mouse in his hat. Maybe, said Splat. Splat went home after school. What if I forget my part? Splat asked Mom and Dad. You won't forget, they said to Splat. Maybe I will forget, said Splat. Splat put Seymour on his head. Splat's tail wiggled, and Seymour jiggled. Splat sang, la! The note still came out flat. Maybe I won't forget, said Splat. Soon it was Parents' Night. All the parents came to Splat's classroom. The class stood on the big red mat. Let's begin, said Miss Wimpy Dimple. The class started to sing. La, 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 sang the cats, but Splat stayed quiet. He waited for his turn. Miss Wimpy Dimple gave Splat a nod. Splat was ready. Seymour jumped onto Splat's head. Seymour was ready too. Splat's tail wiggled wildly. Splat opened his mouth very wide. La! Sang Splat, and the note was flat. It was very flat and very loud. He opened his mouth even wider. La! Sang Splat. Then he opened his mouth as wide as it could go. La! Sang Splat, and he fell off the mat. Splat! The class giggled, the parents laughed, and Splat laughed the loudest of all. "You were the star," said Splat's mom. "We are very proud of you," said Splat's dad. "Splat was the cat's meow," said Miss Wimpy Dimple. Splat was happy. "Guess what?" said Splat. "I didn't forget to sing flat. I forgot to be shy." Mom and Dad hugged Splat. "We love our cat who sings flat." Splat and flat, yeah. The end of Splat the Cat Sings Flat. Next book, Splat the Cat, Back to School. Splat's tail wiggled wildly with excitement as he walked to cat school. It was the first day of a new school year, and he could not wait to see his old friends and his teacher, Miss Wimpy Dimple. Splat's tail dragged behind him as he walked home that afternoon. Now he was not excited at all. It was the end of the first day of a new school year, and he already had homework. "What's wrong, Splat?" asked his little sister. "I have to do a show and tell about my summer vacation," Splat said. "That sounds like fun," said his little sister. "But I did so many super duper things. How can I just choose one thing to show?" Splat said. Over the summer, Splat rode his bike in a very important race. "Can I come too?" asked Splat's little sister. "Little sisters' bikes are not fast enough to race," Splat said. But she tagged along anyway. "And we went swimming with sharks in the ocean." "Can I come too?" asked Splat's little sister. "Little sisters aren't strong enough to fight off sharks," Splat said. But she tagged along anyway. Bad Sharky! Splat also played in a big soccer game. "Can I come too?" asked Splat's little sister. "Little sisters aren't big enough to play soccer," Splat said. But she tagged along anyway. Splat went searching for pirate treasure. "Can I come too?" asked Splat's little sister. "Finding treasure is too hard for little sisters," Splat said. But she tagged along anyway. Treasure! Splat even built a rocket ship to launch him into space. "Can I come too?" asked Splat's little sister. "Not now," Splat said. "I'm counting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Uh-oh, I forgot what comes next. She tagged along anyway. 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, she said. "I had lots of adventures," Splat told Seymour. "How could I possibly do one? Choose just one thing to show." Seymour shrugged. He didn't have any ideas. Suddenly, Splat thought of something. There was one really important thing he could show. The next day, Splat went to school with his tail wiggling wildly, and Splat was almost pleased that his sister tagged along too. My little sister. The end of Splat the Cat. Back to school, Splat. Splat the Cat. Good night. Sleep tight. Splat was happy. It was almost night. He was getting ready to camp under the moonlight. Everything is just right, Splat told his mom. I have my sleeping bag. I have my flashlight. And I have a surprise, said Splat's mom. Let's go outside. Mom and Splat went into the garden. Splat peered inside the tent. 2 sets of eyes peered back. Say hello to Spike and Plank, said Splat's mom. They are camping here tonight. Splat felt his whispers wobble with fright. Mom, whispered Splat, I don't like Spike. You might like him better if you spent some more time together, said Splat's mom. You'll see, everything will be just right. I'm hungry, said Spike. What did you bring for me to eat? I have some fish cakes, Splat said. Yum, said Spike. He gobbled them up in delight. Look, said Splat, the stars are so bright. I see at least 1,000,000. I see 71, said Plank. I see nothing, said Spike, but 2 silly cats looking at the moonlight. It's getting late, said Splat. Let's try to sleep, but Plank could not rest. My sleeping bag is much too tight, he said. Plank tossed. He turned. He struggled, stretched and strained. Rip. You're welcome, said Spike. Splat was just about to fall asleep when something felt wrong. He saw a dark shadow creep up the tent wall. Run for your lives, shouted Splat with all his might. Splat! Oh my, Spike laughed. Did I give you a fright? What's the big deal, said Spike. Everything is all right. Splat did not think so, but he was too tired to pick up fight. One by one, Splat's whiskers drooped, one by one. His eyes shut tight. Suddenly, Spike sprang up. There's something strange crawling up my leg, yelled Spike. I'm sure it was a simmer. If that's a tail. Oh. Mommy, screamed Spike. He scrambled out of his sleeping bag. He stumbled out of the tent. When Spike took flight, he took the whole tent down with him. Oh, Simmer, said Splat. It was just you. It's all right, Spike. Come back, said Splat and Plank. We will protect each other for the rest of the night. Promise, sniffled Spike. Promise, said Splat. Now, good night, said Splat. Sleep tight, said Plank. See you in the morning light, said Spike. For 3 friends who camped out that night, everything turned out just right. The end of Splat the Cat. Good night, sleep tight. Next book. Splat the Cat, the perfect present for Mom and Dad. Splat's tail wiggled wildly with excitement. He wanted to make the perfect present for his mom and dad to show how much he loved them. Finished, said Splat. But Splat's sister and brother were making presents too. Splat looked at their presents. He looked back at his fish. It didn't seem so great anymore. I can do better, Splat said suddenly. So can I, said Splat's brother. Me too, said Splat's sister. So they all went back to work. Glue. Look what I made, said Splat. Ooh, an octopus. Splat's eyes narrowed, so did his sisters and brothers. I think I can do even better, said Splat. Me too, said Splat's brother. And me, said Splat's sister. And they all went back to work again. Look what I made, said Splat. Look at ours, said his brother and sister. Cool castle. Said Splat. I like your kingdom and your jewelry. And we like your funny sea creatures, said his brother and sister. I know, said Splat. Why don't we make a present together? Great idea, said Splat's brother. Yes, it is, said Splat's sister. Now, we need something that's big as a kingdom, said Splat's brother. As pretty as a necklace, said Splat's sister. And has lots of fish, said Splat. I know just the thing, said Splat. Soon the gift was finished. Look what we made. Ooh, said their mom, a fish tank. Brilliant, said their dad. Thank you. Fish. Mom and Dad weren't the only ones who liked the present. Fish, fish, fish! Fish, 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 squawked seagulls as they dived into the fish tank. Fish, fish, fish. Aww. Fish? That's that, then, said Splat. Their mom and Dad hugged them. Oh, it's okay, said their mom. The fish tank was wonderful, but you cats are the best presents of all. The end of Splat the Cat, the perfect present for Mom and Dad. Next, we're going to read Splat the Cat and the Duck with No Quack. Splat's bike went clickety-clack as he rode along a bumpy track to cat school. Suddenly, the wheel of the bike got stuck in a crack. With a whack and a smack, Splat tumbled onto the track. Splat found himself nose to beak with a funny duck. The funny duck had a little book. The duck gave Splat a funny look. How odd, said Splat. This duck was strangely quiet. Lacking in quacking, said Splat. That's not right. Don't worry, duck, said Splat. You must be lost. I'll take you back to the pond. I will help you get your quack back. Splat picked up the duck with the little book and put both in his backpack. Take care in there, said Splat. And don't sit on my fish stick snack. Splat put his backpack back on, got on his bike, and set off again along the bumpy track toward the pond. Duck pond, fish market, cat school. Splat's bike went clickety, clickety, clack, clack. Splat stopped by the pond and opened his backpack. Duck popped out, looked about, then he popped back in again. Maybe Duck isn't lost, said Splat. Miss Wimpy Dimple will know what to do. and Splat wobbled his way back on the track to cat school. I see this bunny following them in every page. When Splat got to school, he parked his bike in the bike rack shack and dropped his backpack on the bumpy track. Duck looked out from a crack in Splat's backpack. Duck saw Spike's silly grin and had a panic attack. I even see this birdie in every page. Duck jumped out of Splat's backpack. "Duck, duck!" yelled Splat. Where? Yelled Plank. Looking blank, too late. Splurf! The duck with the little book sat on Plank's head. "No quack?" said Splat. "No quack," said Splat. "No quack?" asked Spike. "No quack?" asked Plank. "No quack," said Splat. "A duck lacking in quacking," said Spike and Plank. "That's not right." "Maybe Duck is hungry," said Spike. Spike took the fish stick snack from Splat's backpack and gave it to Duck. But Duck didn't bite, so Spike ate the first fish stick snack himself. "Maybe Duck is sad and needs to be cheered up," said Plank. Plank made a funny face. Duck didn't laugh. Duck didn't even grin. Plank's funny face stayed stuck. I know, said Kitten. "Duck needs a bow with a little pink dress to match. That will bring Duck's quack back." But the bow and dress were not a success. Duck's beak stayed firmly closed. "Miss Wimpy Dimple will know what to do," said Splat. That's so funny. Look at some more. He's laughing too. Miss Wimpy Dimple looked at the duck. "A duck lacking in quacking?" she asked. "How very odd. But the answer must be simple," said Miss Wimpy Dimple. "I will examine this duck with the little book," said Miss Wimpy Dimple. She played some music to test the duck's ears. Duck danced a merry duck dance. "Duck's hearing is all right. Maybe the problem is Duck's eyesight," said Miss Wimpy Dimple. Miss Wimpy Dimple pointed to a chart. Duck just looked blank. She looked closely at Duck. I see," she said, "but I don't think Duck does." Miss Wimpy Dimple put her glasses on Duck's beak. Duck blinked. Duck opened the book and started to read out loud. As he read, Duck began to quack. "Quack, quack, quack," followed by a quack, quack, quack. "Hooray for Duck," cheered the helpful cats. Quack, 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 quack. Duck's quack was back, and that was that. End of Splat the Cat and the Duck with No Quack. Now we're going to read my favorite book, Splat the Cat Takes the Cake. Splat the Cat sat watching Super Cat on TV. It was his favorite show. This time, brave Super Cat was saving his tiny town from an awful earthquake. Splat said, "I want to be a brave hero, too." "Eek! Look out, a snake! Seymour, I'll save you!" So Splat saved Seymour from a sneaky snake, but he forgot to beware of his mango milkshake. Splat! "That's that!" exclaimed Dad. "No more Super Cat, no more TV, no more TV," Splat groaned. "No more TV," said his mom. "Why not a bike ride to the lake?" "Yes, I could use a break," said Splat. Splat took off on his bike. Riding helped him shake his mango milkshake mistake. On his way to the lake, Splat saw a big sign. A clever thought crossed his mind. He could bake a TV winning cake. Splat never made it to the lake. Instead, he sped home to bake his cake. He opened Mom's cake book and looked and flipped, but no cake in that book, and had the tippy-top look of a super first prize cake. So Splat said, I'll bake my own super duper cake that nobody else can make. Splat said, let's see, I'll need a large pan or 2 or maybe 3. Splat put in all the things he needed to bake a super duper cake. Splat said to some more cake flour makes more cake power. Then he added one more thing. That's this, and it's wrong. The cake was now ready to bake, but that last thing Splat added was a big mistake. Splat. Now there was no cake and there was a big mess. Splat was too tired to bake another cake. He went to bed thinking, how will I win the TV? What would Super Cat do? Then Splat dreamed of Super Cat. When Splat woke up, he knew what to do and how to bake his super cake. At the contest, Splat was ready. Spike was there with his cake. Kitten was there with her cake. Plank had baked a cake too. Spike's cake was wider. Kitten's cake was prettier. Plank's cake was taller. Was Splat's cake super enough? The judges looked closely at every cake baked. They tasted the cakes. They talked together. Then one judge said, our top judge will now award the Super Cake Prize. Surprise! The top judge was really Super Cat. Splat the Cat takes the cake, said Super Cat. I mean, he takes the TV. Splat was very happy. When he got home, he said, now it's time to watch Super Cat. It's you who takes the cake, Super Cat, whispered Splat. The end of the book.